The Weave of Motherhood is a group that brings women together and allows them to take time for themselves and create and explore who they are and who they want to be.
And this is a place where you can get into the stuff that isn't so perfect and muck around in it.
It gave me a different perspective in terms of, you know, a lot of us are going through a lot of these hardships or challenges or whatever, and it's okay.
When you're pregnant with your very first, and everybody's like, oh, it's so wonderful, everything's fabulous, and you think, oh.
Who said that?
Yeah.
The most surprising thing for a lot of people is how quickly the group gels and becomes a safe place where you can explore things that maybe you didn't even know you needed to explore before the group started.
I knew I could just unload on everybody.
Well, that was
and it was okay. We're all kind of unloading on each other and realizing, wait a minute, that's, you know, you do that too, or you feel that.
I walked into that room, and it was kind of a safe zone. And you could be who you needed to be without being judged. Or, you know.
There were times where I wanted to share a certain thing, but I think, is this appropriate? Does anybody want to hear about this?
I was really uncomfortable with that, admitting, you know, maybe I needed that help, but you guys made it comfortable for me to accept that. And
some women leave and want to come back and have this happen again, and to find times for reunions, Motherhood Weave reunions, and to me that says a lot about the group and how much it means to people. We have a meditation that allows us to leave everything behind and to come to this place together. And typically during the group we watch a little section of the movie and have a discussion about that and how it applies to our lives. And then we take time to create.
Still sitting in my office with a little fish that Mom made in preschool. So it's just kind of fun to look at and think about what I was thinking about when I made it.
I thought it was interesting to be able to have something that you could work on that was almost like play therapy, you know, but for grown-ups, because I feel like that's when conversations just sort of moved into whatever.
That was exactly my thought too, and my feeling was that when we did the watercolors, it was just free flow. I wasn't focused on thinking, I was just talking.
We have a loom out where we can add to the weave of motherhood that we create throughout the group. So in the end we not only come home with our individual art, but we have created something together that's quite beautiful.
A lot of people were surprised at how much they enjoyed jumping into creative activities that maybe seemed out of their reach before the group, just as a way to express what they were going through, or as a way just to sort of make a mess that was just theirs and not something that someone else was making they had to clean up and take care of.
Like, was I a mom? Was I a wife? Was I a daughter? You know, I'm a geologist, but it was all this jumbled mess, and I felt so anxious and unsure, and it just, I thought, this isn't me. It was okay that, you know, they're not all gonna mesh well together at times, but you know, you'll get through it, and that the person you were or want to be is in there, and it'll shine through eventually, but you just have to kind of reconcile it.
This time allows them to really connect with the other participants in the group, and to gain their support and to get that feeling of being in a strong community of women exploring the same stuff and lifting each other up.
I think that the Weave of Motherhood gives people time to reflect on their role as a mother and their role as a woman, and it gives them time to recharge, and I think they leave the group being able to make more deliberate choices, not only in their parenting, but in their everyday lives and their self-care.
When you come into yourself and you're happy with yourself, and I think you're happy with your family, and I think that's what really helped me, is that I was able to go home and like, okay.
Renewed, right?
Renewed,
Really, you get to the point where you feel like I cannot make any time for anything, is when you have to make some time for something. For yourself.
At the end of that first night, you were like, oh, I'm totally in.
We cried and we laughed and we badmouthed people. It was great.
I'm really surprised at how precious that time was to me and how much I got from it, even as the facilitator of it.
The journey of motherhood is complicated and has the potential for some incredible self-transformation. There's a lot of reparenting of yourself. There's a whole lot of personal growth that can go on in it, but it has to be deliberate and purposeful, and this group offers a chance to do that.
Give yourself this gift.